Welcome to the 8th day of Lent. I am Becky Howlett coming to you from Ashland, Oregon. As you may or may not know, I am on a spiritual pilgrimage right now. I'm originally from Kansas City, Kansas, Wyandotte represent. And I will be sharing our Lenten message with you today. We didn't have any outside takers, but with that said, we have been going strong for over a week now, sharing messages from metaphysical students from all over the United States and now Canada. So if you fit that bill and you would like to contribute a message, please get a hold of me. We would absolutely love to have you participate. Today, our passage is on wisdom. So I will be reading from Charles Fillmore, Keep a True Lent. Again, I will link to the passage under the video if you would like to follow along with us. Wisdom is of spirit. One can get flashes of understanding at any time, but the clear light of the Supreme shines steadily on us as we become obedient and receptive to the Supreme's monitions. Jesus always listened for the inner voice and was obedient to it in his meek and lowly work among the humblest class of men. Spiritual discernment always places wisdom above the other faculties of mind. It is pure knowing and comes by kindling the inner light. The wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable. This means that as I call the righteous judge into action, I may find my standards of right and wrong undergoing rapid changes. But if I hold steadily to the Lord as my supreme guide, I shall be led into all righteousness. As I dwell upon this all-knowing faculty within, I become conscious of the Christ radiance lighting my mind, and my whole being is illumined. My thoughts are quickened through their conscious relationship to spirit. I am flooded with new life, which raises my organism above the disintegrating thought currents of the earth. And thus, I am not only redeeming my mind, but am also saving the flesh from corruption. Spiritual understanding reveals that the resurrection of the body from death is not to be confined to Jesus, but is for all men who comprehend truth and apply it as Jesus applied it. Realizing that I am awakening to the reality of my higher self, I affirm, Christ within me is my glory. The brightness of his presence wipes out all darkness, and I am filled with life and light. I will also now be reading the affiliated Bible passage for today, which is Matthew chapter 7, verses 1 through 12. And it's a good one. It's a good one. All right. Matthew chapter 7, we begin with judging others. Whoo! Settle in. We could all use this reminder right now. Do not judge, so that you may not be judged. For with the judgment you make, you will be judged. And the measure you give will be the measure you get. Why do you see the speck in your neighbor's eye, but you do not notice the log in your own eye? Or how can you say to your neighbor, let me take the speck out of your eye, while the log is in your own eye? You hypocrite. Let me just say that again. You hypocrite. First, take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your neighbor's eye. We move into verse 6, profaning the holy. Do not give what is holy to dogs, and do not throw your pearls before swine, or they will trample them underfoot and turn and maul you. We now turn to verse 7. Ask, search, knock. Ask, and it will be given you. Search, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened for you. For everyone who asks receives, and everyone who searches finds. And for everyone who knocks, the door will be opened. Is there anyone among you who, if your child asks for bread, will give a stone? Or if the child asks for a fish, will give a snake? If you then, who are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good things to those who ask him? And finally, verse 12, the golden rule. In everything, do to others as you would have them do to you, for this is the law and the prophets. Amen. Because today's reading was on wisdom, I felt, even though I didn't have anyone else to do it, I felt personally this is mine to do, because the energetic or vibrational meaning of my name, my last name, Howlett, actually means wisdom. So I just wanted to talk about that just a little bit here to give a little context to what is metaphysics, what is metaphysical interpretation. So let's break down that word metaphysical. Meta is going beyond, metaphysical, going beyond the physical, right? Going beyond the surface, the appearance of things to a deeper meaning, which is why oftentimes we're looking symbolically. So when we talk about metaphysical Bible interpretation, for example, or metaphysical interpretation of any book or concept, we are talking about going beyond the surface to what does this symbolize. So I thought it would be fun to share a little bit about my name, Rebecca Marie Howlett. So Rebecca is a biblical name. According to my parents, there was some discrepancies about how that name came about, but take that up with them. But Rebecca, or Rivka as it is in Hebrew, means historically to bind, to join, to unite, which is very fitting given my calling, right, my soul purpose work, to work as this bridge, to create that bridge to connection, again, as I have shared, with those who still find themselves trapped in fear-based Christianity and feel that even though this doesn't, maybe in their heart of hearts, doesn't resonate, or maybe it's even, I can't look beyond this because I'm too scared that I will risk my salvation. If I question this, that I will go to hell. It was fascinating because actually this past weekend I went to Shabbat, the Jewish service on their Sabbath day, which is Saturday. It was my first time attending Shabbat. And this is something that I had awareness of from my interactions with my Jewish friends and also studying Judaism to a very cursory extent. But that questioning, asking questions, critically examining what one is being taught is very encouraged in that framework. And if you think about it in terms of if something is truth, it's eternal, it's unchangeable, it's irreproachable, wouldn't you think that we would welcome it being questioned? Because you can't question, it's not gonna hurt it. And so I just wanted to bring that up as a framework because I feel that is very different from what we presently see in a lot of fear-based Christian practices and congregations, right? You are absolutely discouraged from asking any sort of question, from examining things critically or consciously, right? One is just taught to accept this dogma, to believe in what these man-made rules we have come up with, not what Jesus the Christ came up with. And if you have the audacity to question these things, you're going to hell. So I just wanted to raise that just as maybe some food for thought there. So my name, again, Rivka, Rebecca, if we look at a metaphysical meaning, it means unity, right? Here I have been tasked with being the steward of this container, web of unity. all of our names are encoded, if you will, with this deeper meaning of what we came here as unique individual aspects of God, and what our services, what our unique gifts and talents, and what we came to do to be of service to others, which is the greatest gift that we could possibly do. If you look deeper at your name and examine it through a metaphysical lens, that's going to give you some clues there. Also, my last name. So it took me, I'm now 36 years old. I know I look very young. I'm 36 years old. It took me till I was like 30 years old to realize that my name, bookended between the first and last letter, is the word owlet. You can actually see there's an owl sneakily behind me. So an owlet is a baby owl, right? And owls historically are associated with wisdom. In olden times, we would see statues of the goddess Athena, for example, with a little owl, which was representative of wisdom. And so if you look metaphysically then at my name, it also means wisdom or insight, one who can see in the dark. An owl can literally see in the dark. And so for me, one of my gifts is to be able to cut through the darkness, the density, the BS, the false belief systems that we have been fed, to then be able to communicate clarity, because owls are also associated with being messengers, especially of the beyond. So I just wanted to share a little bit of that, and maybe that piques your curiosity to look at your name encoded with that energy, that vibration, that frequency of what it is you came here to do. So I hope that resonates with you. And if not, too bad, so sad. It's for me talking to myself about myself. But truly, I hope that you enjoyed today's reading. And again, if you don't want to see my mean mug, then we need more volunteers to answer the call. So with that said, I hope you have such a blessed day, and please comment below if you have any questions, you want to dialogue, you have any concerns. This is all about, again, leading ourselves, back to our innate God essence, our higher self, that divine spark, that divine light that is within all of us, and which we term in this framework Christ consciousness. Have such a wonderful day, and please be in touch. Take care.